Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Institute of Scrap Recycling Industries Convention Chair, Stephen Moss.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the closing general session for ISRI 2014. While this is our final plenary session, we still have a workshop, an election meeting, and a fantastic closing night ahead of us that I'm sure all of you will enjoy. Before I get started, I want to recognize Caterpillar as a sponsor for today's closing program. Over the past 25 years, Caterpillar has not often only been a sponsor of the ISRI convention, but our largest sponsor. They have never missed exhibiting at the ISRI National Convention. We will hear more from them in a moment. Let me tell you about tonight's closing party at Mandalay Beach. The weather, which has been great all week, is going to continue to be spectacular tonight. You can expect temperatures to be in the mid to low 70s and cooling a little as the night goes on. So dress casual and come join us. You'll need your ISRI badge, and if you look like you're under 40, you might want to bring your photo ID as well. By the way, you don't have to come early tonight. The doors can't open before 7 o'clock, as the hotel needs that full time to clean up after a full day of pool activities and to set up for this great event tonight. There will be plenty of food and lots to do when you get there. The pool entrance is on the ground floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel. I just wanted to give you an update on the final attendance number of this convention. Drum roll, please. No, just kidding. 5,764 attendees. Now I want to get a little personal. This is the last general session of my term as your convention chair, and the last time I get to speak to you from this stage, at least for now. I can never describe to you the honor and the privilege it has been to serve in this role, even more so since I was the first legacy chair of this committee, following in my father's footsteps many years ago. A lot has changed in the years between his term and mine. The average attendance at the convention has more than doubled. The exhibit hall is 4 to 5 times as large as it was in those days, and the Mandalay Bay complex is the only hotel in the country that can hold all of us, plus the exhibit hall, under one roof. Next year, we'll head to Vancouver, and it will be a meeting you don't want to miss. There are signs that this may be the largest ISRI convention ever held, and it could not be in a more beautiful city. Please take a look at this.
You will not want to miss ISRI's 2015 Convention and Exposition, to be held in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, April 21st through 25th, 2015. Vancouver promises to be one of our most exciting convention locations ever. So, pack your bags and pick up your passports. Join us as the world's largest scrap recycling industry exposition goes international for the very first time. With ISRI 2015, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. ISRI's meetings will take place at the Vancouver Convention Center, overlooking the harbor of a city that consistently ranks as one of the best cities in the world. Vancouver is just a stone's throw across the border into Canada, but U.S. residents will need a passport to attend. So check your passport today. If you need a passport, visit travel.state.gov for more information. See you in Vancouver.
Like I said, don't miss it, and I'll let you in on a little secret. The farthest away hotel that we're using in Vancouver is closer than you are from the Mandalay Bay elevator bank to the convention center right now. So get your passports ready and don't miss next year's convention. I'd like to take a minute to thank a terrific staff at ISRI, especially Lisa Ness, Seberg, Nancy Reynolds, Jonathan Levy, and Chuck Carr, all of whom I've worked with very closely for the past 2 years. I am proud to say we have the best staff in the business today. I want to thank the team here at Mandalay Bay. Keep doing a great job, keep making this place look like new, and we will keep coming back for years to come. And to Jerry Sims for giving me the opportunity to serve as his convention chair. I thank him very much, and it's been wonderful to work with him and his wife Terry and see their influence on this amazing convention. Finally, I'd like to thank my family, my loving and supportive wife Meredith, who had no idea of my ISRI involvements when she met me, but she's been beside me every step of the way, my daughter Madeline, who's not here today, and my father and business partner Stanton A. Moss, who encouraged me from day one to get involved in ISRI. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce to you Caterpillar's Vice President of the Diversified Products Division, Mr. Bill Finnerty.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Chair-elect's General Session for the 2014 ISRI Convention and Exposition. My name is Bill Finnerty and I'm the Vice President of the Diversified Products Division within Caterpillar. Caterpillar is proud to sponsor today's keynote speaker, former Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton. Caterpillar is also proud to support organizations like the Institute of Scrap Recycling Industries and its members. It's all about commitment. And that's something we frequently talk about at Caterpillar. In addition to commitment, another subject we always focus on at Caterpillar is safety. Just back a few years ago, safety was not our highest priority at Caterpillar. In 2003, we decided to make the safety of our employees a very high priority. That's when we implemented rigorous safety programs and made a commitment to our employees and their families that we would do our absolute best to get them home safely, each and every day. We made the decision to be a leader when it comes to safety and not a company that just follows. This decision is similar to the mission of the recently announced Circle of Safety within ISRI. I would ask that each of you take a look into this new venture and become a leader in safety as well. We are committed to helping you in this journey. We strive to build product that keeps your employees safe. Our cab to the ground feature that is found on our MH3000 series material handlers is a perfect example. We've released a new size model, the MH3037 material handler at this convention, which I hope you all had a chance to see. And we plan to launch other models in the near future. Our purpose-built guarding options on our wheel loaders and excavators is another example of how we build product with operator safety in mind. However, it doesn't stop there. We incorporate technology that monitors your equipment not only to maximize uptime, but to also help keep the people maintaining and servicing it safer than ever before. To be honest, the list keeps growing and growing because complacency is one thing we will not accept. We want to help you win, we want to help you grow, and we want to help you lead in safety. That's one of the reasons we formed a strategic business group to focus on the scrap recycling business. You have unique needs, challenges, and opportunities. So we will continue to design products and services to help you win. Purpose-built products are a must for the types of work you do, and we are committed to delivering you with exactly that. As I mentioned earlier, complacency is something at Caterpillar we do not accept. Beyond our products, we are committed to serving the scrap recycling industry. We believe industry associations play an important role. We see ISRI as one of the most engaged and dedicated associations of all that we engage with. It's a good way for us to learn, grow, promote our industry, and address common challenges together. To me, that sounds like a winning combination for all of us. I'd like to wrap up by saying thank you for being part of such a great industry. Thank you for being a part of creating opportunity for nearly 140,000 people that work within the scrap recycling industry. I believe we can all agree that our future generations deserve a better world left for them. When I look at the scrap recycling industry's impact on environmental protection, resource conservation, and sustainability, I can confidently say each person in this room is paving the road for a better tomorrow. So on behalf of our extended Caterpillar family and our global dealer network, we thank you for the continued opportunity to earn your business.
It's been a week of enlightening and inspiring sessions. an exciting exposition to explore, and the opportunity to engage friends and colleagues at the largest scrap recycling convention in the world. ISRI uses its voice in many ways, through our workshops, spotlights, toolbox talks, and other sessions. You're now better prepared to meet the challenges and opportunities of the future. You've encountered lifelong friends, but also engaged new contacts that'll propel your business forward. You've had an empowering experience. You've found your voice. As you return to your business, consider the many ways you can use your ISRI convention experience to grow your business, how you can build a stronger connection with fellow ISRI members, where you can find the ISRI resources to help you succeed, and how you can strengthen the industry's voice. Remember that ISRI is always a phone call or a click away, providing you with the valuable information, guidance, and programs to help you realize your vision for the future. Join your voice with the thousands of ISRI member voices. Become more involved in ISRI. Help yourself and your industry to keep our voice strong. The voice of the recycling industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chair-elect of the Institute of Scrap Recycling Industries, Doug Kramer.
Good afternoon. You know, I'm standing on this stage today, but all day I've been reflecting. Like, I remember when my brother Lewis and I were kids. I remember coming to ISIS conventions at Caesar's Palace right here in Las Vegas. And I remember that we got these really cool necklaces with the big Caesar's medallions on them. I remember the first ISRI convention that was held at the Century Plaza Hotel in Los Angeles. The whole exhibit hall was in a room a fraction of the size of this one. We used to run around the hall getting all the swag from all the exhibitors, much like my kids were doing here. And I remember one of the exhibitors had this miniature baler that was making little miniature aluminum can bales that we kept, and now I have no idea where they are. I remember hanging out with my dad in these meetings and watching as these grown-ups would have debates, real debates, over whatever topic or issue was up that day, and it was fascinating. I was watching my dad interact with these people from all over the country, and you could just see how much he respected them and how they respected him. This was an environment that was totally different from work, and he was with people that we didn't see every day, but at the same time, it was like family. And together you could see that they cared about what they were doing. It wasn't too many years later that I figured out that it was going to be kind of hard to draw a clear line between family and ISRI. Conventions were our family vacations. Board meetings were like field trips. And I remember going to the museums in Washington, D.C., to Gettysburg, Williamsburg, and New York City, my brothers, my family. Wherever an ISRI meeting took us, we took the time as a family to see it, to enjoy it, and to learn from it. How cool was that? To be able to come from those experiences, to take the reins as your chair of this organization is at once thrilling and terrifying. Thanks to the many mentors along the way, and thanks for the knowledge that you have my back. I'm ready, and I'm looking forward to it. Today's ISRI isn't made up of as many family businesses as it used to be. The people sitting in the board meetings used to be the owners of recycling businesses of every shape and size. Today, we see more senior managers and vice presidents, but fewer owners and CEOs. And while we have many amazingly smart and talented people from all of our member companies serving on our board and committees, we need to find a way to re-engage a higher percentage of CEOs. And so many of our CEOs and owners are missing the chance to develop and strengthen relationships, to truly understand their colleagues in ways that can only be developed through a trade association like ISRI. But it doesn't stop there. The leaders of this association, some of whom were honored yesterday in this room, they recognize this trade association must be designed in a way that can make an operational difference in our members' facilities every single day. That ISRI's primary purpose is to do things for our members better or faster or cheaper than you can do them for yourselves. Think of the costs you would have to bear individually to maintain relations with the governments of your foreign trade partners. Think of what it would cost your company had to maintain good lobbyists and to work with Congress, the administration in Washington. Think of what it would cost to bring in a safety consultant to review your safety operations and point the way to a stronger program. All of that, so much more, is available to ISRI members for the cost of your membership and not a penny more. There's so much more that ISRI can do for your company for free or at costs that are at a fraction of what you would pay on your own. SRIA reports, commodity roundtables, operations training, safety and environmental counsel, all cost next to nothing. And yet, far too many of you don't take advantage. You're leaving money on the table and you don't even know it. So I hear you say, yeah, that stuff costs money too, Doug. ISRI's only for the big guys. Wrong. Kramer Metals is not a big company. I have to run scrap operations in most highly competitive markets in this country, and I'm dwarfed by some of my competitors. But I'm here, and here's why. The playing field is leveled at ISRI. The size of your company doesn't matter. Who you are, how big you are, doesn't matter. In ISRI, it's one company, one vote, whether it's a mom and pop with one employee or a multinational with its own fleet of ships. One company, one vote. What matters is your participation. What matters is that you're in the room when decisions are made. If you're not here, your company isn't participating fully in ISRI, and you're missing an invaluable opportunity. It won't be your competition that's hurting you. It'll be you who's hurting yourself. You want to be better, faster, stronger in this business? Get involved. Be at the table and not on the menu. ISRI's convention has become the can't-miss meeting and exhibition in this industry worldwide. If attending this convention is all you can do in a year, then do it right. Take advantage of every meeting you can attend. It's as simple as that. At ISRI, there's fruit on every branch, yours for the taking. You don't even have to pick it yourself. We've cut it up and put it in a bowl for you. If you don't have a clue what ISRI can do for you, then look in the front of your membership directory. Get online and check out our awesome new website, or pick up the phone and call anyone on staff. You're paying them, talk to them. We are going to have some challenges ahead. The Environmental Protection Agency and a large part of Congress still seem to not quite get what we do and what recycling is all about. They can't seem to clearly and consistently grasp the difference between waste disposal and recycling. TSCA laws, flow control, and many more seem to stay on the carousel, coming around for a fight every now and again. And if you're paying attention, you'll find out really quickly what your dollars are doing at ISRI, and you'll be grateful for it. And if these decisions don't go our way, we as an industry may be in for the fight of a lifetime. And again, you'll be thankful that you're on the field and not on the sidelines. Over the past 25 years, we've done an incredible job of growing ISRI into a trade association that works for us, that offers products and services that we need in our operations, and that has become in many ways an envied leader in the Washington Trade Association world. We've grown ISRI, now we need to mature it. And we need to mature ourselves. We have to find ways as an organization to be better at conveying all the great things that ISRI has and does for the members. We as members need to also begin to look to ISRI to take advantage of the services and programs waiting for us to use. Why don't more of us take advantage of the Superfund liability protections offered to us by SRIA reports? Why is it that we don't have better participation in the safety programs? Why is it we're not setting record attendance at every one of our conventions? All of this stuff is right here all the time. And I hear, what do our membership dollars go for? Well, our message is getting lost. We are not communicating. I need you to tell me how we can do it better. Someone asked me the other day how I will measure the success of the Kramer administration at ISRI. That's easier asked than answered. When I stand here 2 years from now, I'd like to be able to report to you that utilization rates of ISRI services have increased significantly. I want to report to you that our membership is sustained and growing. Most important, I want to announce to you that our safety programs have been fully embraced and that every one of us is running a better and safer facility. And since safety is always at the top of my list, I'd like to take a moment to talk to you a little bit about what safety means to me. Many of you will remember that on September 12, 1962, amid a fierce space race with the Soviet Union, U.S. President John F. Kennedy delivered a stirring speech to 40,000 spectators at the football stadium at Rice University in Houston, a speech that would come to be one of the defining moments of his short and tragic presidency. In part, President Kennedy said, "If we shall send to the moon, 240,000 miles from the control station in Houston, a giant rocket, more than 300 feet tall, made of new metal alloys, some of which have not yet been invented, capable of standing heat and stresses several times more than have ever been experienced, fitted together with a precision better than the finest watch on an untried mission to an unknown celestial body, and then return it safely to Earth, and do all this before this decade is out, then we must be bold." Now, this was in 1962. Unheard of. Incomprehensible. But we did it, and we did it first. Kennedy also went on to say that we choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon this decade and do the other things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. So how does that tie into safety? Well, for me, it sounds like this. We choose to be safe. We choose to be safe today and every day and do the other three things that are responsible, not because they're easy, but because they're right. Because that goal will serve to better organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that goal will serve to protect the lives of our employees. And because that challenge is one we are willing to accept and one we are unwilling to postpone, and one that we will win. And so we too must be bold. We're going to the moon. We're not shooting for the moon. We're going to the moon. We're a safe industry now, and we're going to be a safer industry in the future. We're going to carry on some of the great initiatives that Jerry Sims had started. We have a group of hardworking, passionate people on the cross-commodity and multi-leveled safety working group that will serve as a brain trust, a monitor of our industry's safety record, and an incubator of really great ideas to make our facilities safer. We'll continue to promote joining the circle of safety, open to any company in ISRI that demonstrates a commitment to safety and is willing to share safety data so that we can begin to benchmark our safety progress against an industry standard. Benchmarks that will prove to OSHA, to insurance providers, and everyone else, but most of all to ourselves and to our employees, that we are a safe industry that is getting safer. But don't wait for those things to happen. Our safety team at ISRI has programs and services that you need, so call them tomorrow. I'm ready for this. Thanks to people like my dad, who showed me the importance of this association, to my predecessors in this job who have helped me prepare, a small group of very special friends, you know who you are, and especially to Jerry Sims. I knew Jerry was a good guy, but over the last 6 years, and especially these past 2, I've grown to love him like a brother. Unfortunately, many of our members will never know what a decent, caring, and thoughtful guy he really is. We have been very fortunate to have him lead this association, and believe me, it has been my honor and my pleasure to serve with him. We will carry these missions forward in the next 2 years, and doing this is going to require a lot of sharing from my family. I want to thank my mom and dad for their strong guidance and support. The next 2 years are going to be a burden on a small company like ours, but we already know that the burden is worthwhile. So thank you to my team at work and to you, Dad, not only for allowing me to work for ISRI, but also for making sure the business is looked after in my absence. And of course, I want to thank my wife, Jill, and my sons, Noah and Jonah. for sharing me with ISRI, for continuing to have ISRI as part of our family, really. My kids are now recognizing this extended family as much as I did when I was a kid. I could not do this without your support, so thank you. And finally, I want to thank all of you. You believed in me enough to entrust me with this amazing association, and I am committed to returning it to you even better than the way I found it. We've grown. Now we must mature. We have a better understanding of who we are, of what we represent, of how we want to represent it. So we're going to the moon. Now let's do it. Thank you. Several years ago, ISRI's Board of Directors established the Design for Recycling Award to recognize companies or organizations that have advanced product recyclability. DFR, as it's come to be known, was created by a team of recyclers at the Institute of Scrap Iron and Steel well before the merger that occurred to create ISRI. In some years, we've chosen not to award the prize. This year, I'm pleased to announce that we have a winner. Our DFR committee had some tough choices to make as they received nominations for several strong contenders. I want to thank all of those who were involved in the nomination and selection process. Over the past few months, under the great leadership of Manny Bodner, these people have met in person and by phone, have interviewed individuals from the nominated companies, and worked hard to vet the nominees and select this year's winner. The 2014 Design for Recycling Award goes to Dell Computers, specifically Dell's Latitude 10 and XPS 10 tablets and its Latitude E7240 laptop are being recognized. These new products were designed with recycling in mind through striving for modularity in design, clear labeling of parts for identification, minimal use of glues and adhesives, and convenient disassembly guides. The company's use of recycled materials, including nearly 8 million pounds of recycled content plastic in its desktop and monitors, sustainable bamboo and mushrooms for cushion material, and post-harvest wheat waste mix with recycled content corrugate for boxes, further adds to Dell's dedication to recycling from the very early stages of product creation. Please welcome Dell's Director of Worldwide Environmental Affairs, Scott O'Connell, and Senior Environmental Engineer, Puneet Srivastava, to the stage.
Thank you, Doug, for the warm introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll just start off by saying it's an honor to be here today to receive the ISRI Design for Recycling Award. On behalf of Dell employees around the world, I'd like to thank ISRI and the Design for Recycling Committee for honoring us with this prestigious award. We also appreciate the generosity that we've received throughout the week here at ISRI. It's been really a great event for us, and glad to meet so many new people here today. Every day across Dell, our global team, our kind of mission is that we have people pairing the potential of technology and innovation to do the most good for our customers, the planet, and people. In Dell, we call this powering the possible. And from a design perspective, and why we're so honored to receive the award today, we really look at not only design from a customer perspective, but also designing those products from an environmental lens, looking at each phase of the product life cycle. And this methodology aligns very well with the ISRI Design for Recycling principles that we were present for in this award. As Doug mentioned, the products that were awarded are highly recyclable, easy to disassemble key components like batteries and circuit boards, and use sustainable materials that are also easily recyclable from an end-of-life perspective. And so for us, really, the design award today reminds our product designers that their actions really do matter. Manufacturers and the product design life cycle have a true impact on how products can be made to be more sustainable, reusable, and recyclable. One of the things that we do internally within Dell is we routinely take our product design teams to visit recyclers so they can kind of see firsthand the design choices that they make have a real bearing 5-6 years down the road when those products eventually become recyclable. And that legacy kind of helps them feel connected to design principles that can be integrated into the next generation of products. So we will continue to champion the design for recycling principles in our company and with our industry peers, and would sort of put out a call to action to encourage others to do the same. Thank you all again for honoring Dell with this award. Thanks.
And now there will be a brief pause in the program before we continue with today's honored speaker, Hillary Rodham Clinton. Please enjoy photos of the conference, and I will be back in just a few minutes. Thank you.